Radiant team pick.
Or if it is like, then you still counter a lot of the 3 position heroes too. Like it changes the game in that regard.
You think if they want the Tinker, they gotta pick it now?
I mean, Tinker's not bad here.
10 seconds.
Like these guys just picked the hero. They just, and I'm just wondering like Navi would have seen that, and if they wanted, they might have to pick it before the last ban.
It depends also what they expect Navi is gonna do with their mid lane, I guess.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of horrible matchups for Tinker in mid lane, right? He's gonna be able to lane.
Team pick. Queen.
Oh, they go for the Queen of Pain instead.
That's like, I played like 15 pubs here. Everyone just picks Quap. It's either Quap or Tinker.
So Will, how many of those 15 pubs have been successful? Oh, actually, you weren't in the Stack of Doom, were you?
I wasn't on the Stack of Doom.
His win rate's pretty good actually
Yeah.
for the games he's played.
Yeah.
You guys, the Stack of Doom is actually so...
The Stack of Doom. OD Pixel, Fog, Gods. I think they're like 2. I actually came in and
2
saved
and
them a
14?
game. They were 1 and 14, and then I came and won a game for them.
Yes.
Because it was starting to get bad.
2 and 14 over 2 days. 2 games won, 14 games lost, in case
Shout out
anybody
to
was curious.
How do you just sell them out like that?
I had to. I mean, at some point, it had to go. I mean, they're basically at this point just MMR, you know, traffickers.
It's just a number.
Bringing it from the international waters to Indonesia. Have our MMR, guys.
So I think Tyrant is an excellent pick against RRQ because they're gonna force the fights. You know they're gonna force the fights, and forcing a fight into Ravage is very, very dangerous.
So they ban out the DK. Yeah, you needed more, you just need stuns. It's the way that Dota always works. Just draft as many disables as you can. But I like that Quap pick a lot.
10 seconds remaining.
It's a very mobile hero. There's not a ton of catch on the side of Navi aside from the Rubik Lift. And it's not like there's burst damage on the side of Navi either. Which is what I'd imagine they pick as their less hero. Like something that can deal with the Quap okay.
They still ban out the Tinker, even though Quap's been picked.
Yeah, that's how popular the Tinker is for that team, and they do sometimes play the off-lane Quap, so
Okay.
obviously why they decide to respect it there.
Yeah. That's a nice one. What are we thinking here for Navi? What's this Razor gonna do? Because it's not really your typical Dendi hero. And in the past, General has played Razor, but I guess he's gonna play Tide now.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they did very well at the stage with Dendi, just kept playing Viper, so Razor's not too...
No, they go back to the Shadow Fiend.
But now I think Blitz's point really comes into effect, because they're very low on stuns. It's basically just Rubik, right? Outside the Ravage.
Yeah. You don't want to rely on just solely Ravage though.
So, like, Lil's got a big job to do this game.
Gotta steal all the stuns. To be honest, there's quite a few good spells to steal on the side of RRQ.
I wonder if Navi goes aggro here, depending on what RRQ's last hero is. That's the good thing about Undying, is he gives you aggro potential.
I think they probably want to go aggro so they can pull attention away from the mid lane. If they can force SF to get that 1v1, they'll be happy with that.
And slow down the Lycan at the same time.
Yeah. Or you take something like Tusk, you're okay with the aggro, and then you just run at this SF nonstop and kill him like 20 times.
That could work too.
Definitely a possibility. And they like to focus on that mid lane as well.
I think they need a playmaking offlaner, or they just shift to the Sand King to offlane and they take a playmaking 4. Like, I'd like to see RQ just run at them. Don't let Navi build up with these heroes, because Tide's not really a playmaker. Like, he's greedy in a sense.
The most popular, like, most successful heroes for RQ as a 4th position are Bounty Hunter, there's Night Stalker, Rubik Sand King.
I'm okay with Bounty too.
And I forgot about that hero, I must admit.
Yeah, so Widow is...
What are we thinking?
I mean, I actually really like RRQ's position. I don't like that Navi are so low on stuns. I think RRQ, their draft really fits their playstyle. They've got a lot of fighting capability and Lycan to like kind of convert anytime they win a fight, they're going to get lots of objectives. But I think there's a danger as well of running too hard into like hero like Undying, Razor, Tyrant, and things can turn on you. I think it's going to depend on exactly how those fights go for them.
What do you reckon, Will? What's the most important thing in this match?
That Dark Willow goes off.
Dark Willow goes off.
Yeah, because we're talking from the perspective as though Navi is favorite,
Is a favorite coming into this one,
So then I think if RRQ is going to win, which I think they have a pretty good shot actually with this lineup, is that you take smart fights, You mitigate the damage from the Ravage, and you take early Roshans, and you'll be okay.
All right. Well, let's find out if that is indeed gonna happen. Over to our commentary team of ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Shiva, and indeed, another best of one coming up, and it's between NAVI and RRQ. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Fogged. We've just seen the two drafts, and we have got that hero coming through, a hero that I was surprised got ignored as much as it did at the previous event back at the Bucharest Major, but they're going to play it. These guys are.
Yeah.
They get that fifth pick Dark Willow. Think about the hero, but I think this hero is incredibly good.
I think this hero is actually incredibly good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I kill non-stop, so as a support I think it fits perfectly for the hero. You actually do a lot of damage as a support. You can solo kill a lot of heroes as well, and I've been seeing a lot of people go for what, like that Blink Dagger Rush, right?
Yeah.
So you can close the gap, you get positioning, which is, and the fact that this hero has 2 ultimates is always going to be a big factor.
It's crazy. And yeah, Blink Dagger, of course, also very good with the Shadow Realm. Easy to get the Blink out. I mean, let's looking at the damage. No, they do have quite a bit of AoE untargeted damage, so there are still ways to harm the Willow when she's trying to escape as such. But yeah, when played correctly, this hero can be quite the one to deal with.
I haven't gotten a chance to actually see it in a pro game much. I saw it a couple times in Bucharest, of course, but we weren't there, so didn't get to watch so many of those games. But I'm very intrigued to see what he is going to actually do on Dark Willow this game. I think with Dark Willow and Queen of Pain, they can put a lot of pressure and a lot of kill threat onto the Shadow Fiend constantly. So I think that's what I would like to see him do, playing around both that top lane and the mid lane with those movements to punish.
And I think that's the thing as well, especially when they add this Dark Willow, and there's a lot of sort of team fight and control from RRQ's lineup. As the panel mentioned, with Navi's heroes, they don't really have superior control. There's not that much lockdown when sort of discount the Ravage and such for them to sort of catch these very elusive heroes. But Quap, the Dark Willow, I mean the Sand King as well, sliding around in the midst of the battles.
Even the Lycan, right? They only really have but one disable for a Lycan. Slows don't work versus that hero when you have Shapeshift active, so I do think it could be quite a concern. And we see the lanes, they spot out the aggro tri-lane. They have to make sure that Crystallized, the Razor, actually has a game so he can be that mid-game presence, and they're switching it up. Put him versus the Sand King.
TP's back to the tower rather than to the fountain. You can stick in the lane, keep the game going. Got that point in the passive. The Tango's more than enough regen to keep himself healthy in the lane. Mid lane, still back in. Dendi trying to juke himself through the forest, but he's going to get rooted. Does have the backup of Lil. Fairy Fire as well, keeping Dendi alive. So Lil's TP there, pushing Yabi and Zephyr away from diving for more. So Dendi will survive, but he is going to have to take, of course, the long walk back to base. And so more time for this Quap to just absolutely go off in the farm element in this mid lane.
Yeah, and the biggest concern is that the Shadow Fiend's going to be under-leveled, and Quap's going to have level 6 by the time that Dendi does get back, pretty much. And that's when you're just constantly in kill threshold. So easy rotations can come up at RRQ, and yeah, they're looking pretty solid in all 3 lanes right now.
No kills really are. Yeah. And as we say, with the SF, definitely means to recover, but you could argue with a lot of the other heroes that Navi have drafted, they may have wanted this sort of early few minutes to go a bit more in their favor and maybe look to try and find some kill potential with the Undying, but as we're seeing, the lack of control with these heroes at the early levels certainly causing issues for actually making those sort of plays happen.
Yeah, I think it's something we always say about the Undying. It's like, if you don't have a great early start with this hero, it can really fall off and just blow up in your face, kind of. But I think this is all just attributed to the lane setup that RRQ got. Doing this aggro with the Lycan was absolutely perfect because the Sand King doesn't get sacked. He's actually able to farm bottom just fine versus Razor, even if he gets linked. Crystallized. Gets a good amount of damage stolen.
And they've got the Cursed Crown. The roots are down as well. And with that, no escape for Crystallized. They'll take down the Razor. And finally, at 5 minutes and 20 seconds, First Blood will be claimed in favor of RRQ. The power of the Willow we're certainly seeing here, just level 3, having the Cursed Crown into the level 2 Bramble Maze. A lot of control and a decent amount of damage as well.
And having two actual full disables on one hero is pretty ridiculous.
I mean, what this level, the stun duration of 2 seconds, and then the extra root duration as well, 1.5.
And that's for each one that you hit. You're gonna probably run into 1 or 2 roots if you get stunned first and bottom.
Nice bit of a rundown here on R7. Well, with the vision, can he quite finish off the kill? Crystallize? Yes, he can. Gets it just in time before the Sand King's able to sneak away. But Navi will get themselves a kill on the board up top, looking towards Rusman. With paralyzing cast from Achel, holds back General. We'll keep the Lycan safe.
That lingering vision from the plasma field lasted just enough time. Looking like he might not get the kill, but now they are playing around the mid lane with that Dark Willow. He actually chose to use the Shrine by herself so they can put the pressure onto Dendi, because you see Yabi is level 6 holding that skill point for the Sonic Wave.
Absolutely, this is, as you say, that kill potential here now on the Shadow Fiend. You see Lil standing very close to Dendi. He knows that RRQ are going to be looking for this sort of play. And he is very ready to react to it if they do make the jump aggressively onto Dendi. So still, as we're seeing though, that bottom lane, of course, with the Raze getting that kill, Crystallize, he is in a great place in terms of net worth. He's top of the board at the moment on his Razor. So still finding all the farm that he would hope for down bottom. It's just going to be interesting to see how well Yabi can sort of turn the tides of the side lane, specifically that bottom one with his rotations up top. Rusman going for the TP, but this time level 6 is there for General, and he will not hesitate at all in popping the Ravage and making sure that they can bring down that Lycan.
Might as well. In this type of pace of a game, like using Ravage for solo kills, it's only 7 minutes in anyway, so definitely good to always do that and take advantage. Some deep wards coming out by Lil. I think he's just trying to keep tabs on where the Dark Willow is going, because it seems like that's the biggest one to threaten kills on the lanes. Mid.
Alright, good grab here. Perfectly done there by Lil. Drags him into the range of the final Raze. Dendi getting the contact with all 3 of those bursts. More than enough for the Quap. So as we talked about sort of the lack of control, and there's the big one. You know, Lil has to get in with the telekinesis. Him and the SF can burst down that Quap every time. For quite some time as well, you know, a hero that's not going to really be building up in the stat department with the early items in terms of HP. So if they can get that grab, they can certainly get the kill, and that, as we can see, already just helping close the gap. Dendi's been able to catch up with farm, being an SF as he is, and now he's actually slightly ahead of Yabi in net worth.
Yeah, Lil making all the right movements in this game, actually. I really like the decision that he did.
You got to be careful if you're that Quap.
Yeah, Lil is on point.
Those 3 Razes are going to hit every single time.
And Rubik now, because of these movements,
level
101, level 6 already at 850. getting close to those arcane boots as well. So we were mentioning there's a good chunk of spells that he can steal, of course, from Sanking. Willow spells are all real nice, too. And the Queen of Pain.
And now Lil moving down towards the bottom lane, ready to back up Crystallize and LeBron if they're able to find some action. At the moment, only R7 and Actual down here. In fact, R7 going in aggressively with the Burrow Strike. Lil's ready to turn with stolen Burrow Strike, goes straight back in onto the Sanking. He's trying to build up the epicenter, but he gets popped.
That early 6 coming into play right there again. Lil.
He's doing it.
Fire.
I mean, the panel said it, didn't they? They said you've got to look towards Lil. Making the plays on his Rubik, and so far so good. Mid lane, rotation, the classic, of course. Hit 6 on the Lycan, go to another lane, pop shapeshift, run down the squishy cores, bam. RRQ get the kill, they take down Dendi. Up top, Zephyr starting to play around with General and pop the Ravage, quickly burst down the Willow. He's got no time, General, to mess around with these dilly-dallying heroes, and he will destroy Zephyr.
I like how he even uses like the voice lines as well, just being like, I'm a Tide Hunter, I'll Ravage for a Willow, I don't care.
That man's got Dota Plus, that's for sure. Wrong, he's out of that. Axel as well, goes for the TP escape. Both teams just disengaging. Keeping themselves safe at this point though. Na'Vi do maintain the 2k gold lead. These plays certainly paying the bills. General, top net worth. This tide's going to get bigger and bigger as the sooner that he can get that pipe on for the team, the sooner they can start to worry a little less of this this Dark Willow in these fights.
And then they can actually start playing more of like a unit. Right now they don't need to, it's so early in the game they don't have to group up, but once they've got pipe, then they can actually group up and not really worry so much about both the Queen of Pain and that Willow and Sinking.
Smoke up coming out from RRQ, both Zephyr and Achil looking to join up with Russman to potentially make a goal onto General, but Na'Vi as well, they are moving. They're actually looking towards mid. We'll see which side gets the kill first, if a kill at all. As General, he's pretty beefy. We'll see if he's beefy enough. They've got the Curse Crown, the Maledict. In fact, they're throwing down everything. The combination of the Death Ward and the Terrorize means that there's no way for the Tide to react. As General gets taken down by the rotation. Mid lane Na'Vi didn't get a kill with their smoke, but they're looking to try and take that tier 1, and it looks like RRQ will be unlikely to be able to defend this. So Na'Vi get a tower, RRQ get a kill up top, and RRQ as well actually putting pressure onto the tier 1 tower. They will be able to find it. Crystallize, he's getting bedlam, he's getting OS frogged here by Zephyr, he's falling low, he's trying to duke it out, the cast comes out as well as the Maledict walks into the root. He's going to be ticking down fairly low here, Crystallize. We'll see if he does survive. I don't know if he's going to quite make it. Has got the Shrine here available, and he will have to pop it to keep himself alive there, but still as it goes, RQ a tier 1 tower and a kill mid lane though. Yabi again making these sort of mistakes, coming too close to the Rubik, gets grabbed, gets blown up, and with that said and done, both teams pretty much knocking it even off the back of that last minute of trading.
Lil's carrying this game pretty hard. Having this like Sanking stun stolen so early on, getting that early level 6, getting those early rotations, securing the Shadow Fiend lane as well. It's really doing an excellent job. He's actually ahead of net worth of the Queen of Pain now on that Rubik, and they've got eyes on Zephyr.
I do. It's a tricky one to catch with that Shadow Realm. But as we've seen, they get one stun. He'll be gone. R7, they've baited Dendi in straight away with the Epi and the Burrow Strike coming forward. Sonic Waves there as well from Yabi for good measure, as they will put a stop, and they'll certainly show Na'Vi what they think about that little combo of the Rubik and SF as they claim both of their lives. Just as much as these, Lil and Dendi have killing potential themselves there. Dendi's still very vulnerable if he gets blown up by this massive amount of magic coming out from RRQ at this stage.
Yeah, and it is a bit of an awkward move there by Na'Vi too. Like, what is there really to gain there? Because it's only 2 heroes. It's not like they can actually further pressure their tower after that one. That one, I think they got hungry.
I mean, and they were chasing the Dark Will as well. It's not a core hero as much as it may feel like it with the amount of damage that this hero can do. Mid lane, looking for the terrorized setup. Actually going to miss with that one, but it doesn't look like it matters as they surround LeBron. LeBron will not be able to keep himself alive with the soul rips and decays. RRQ will take down the Undying Yabi. On the side, he's got that Invis rune. Could look to try and re-engage if they see an opportunity. Shadow Realm, TP out. Not going to be enough though. Dendi gets the raises in. The TP not taking Zephyr out in time. That strap, the old Shadow Realm TP, not going to work any time that the SF's in the neighborhood. Those raises more than enough to burst down the relatively squishy Dark Willow when she has not got her skills to rely on keeping her alive.
Yep. Very good quick collapse there by Na'Vi. They saw that heavy rotation coming out from RQ. They're assuming they want to go for a tower push there, so they bring everybody. And now they can actually make their way to go for their own tower siege in bottom. They have Ravage available. They've got all their big tools. And the drum is also coming out from Dendi too, so he's gonna have some more stats to rely on versus all that heavy magic damage as you were mentioning.
Yeah, Dendi's played it really nicely in terms of the recovery, and as we can see, the 2k difference between the two teams, that pretty much is the difference between the mids.
Yes.
Dendi keeping himself in the game. Out of the top 4, you have got the 3 cores of Navi in terms of net worth. And Yabi's Quap just slipping a little bit behind here. Those 3 deaths each and every time he's tried to make any sort of movements have cost him. As pure RRQ, you are certainly looking for some way to keep this Quap in the game, because as we've been saying with this draft, having the Lycan, you do want to keep the pace quite high, and you do not want to let yourself slip too far behind Navi's lineup, as the SF and Razor duo core will very easily outcarry you in the late stages of the game.
Yeah, if the Queen of Pain is at like an even net worth or like slightly ahead, then they have good ways to make their way into the later game. But yeah, like you mentioned, dual core lineup from Navi. RRQ need to keep this Queen of Pain in the game, and they still definitely can. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. There's
Blink
still a
Dagger.
chance.
Blink Dagger's now finished on the Sand King too, so they can actually go for these combo plays and actually blow up heroes and get be a bit more involved in, you know, not the death department, that is. So he's 1-3-2, only 44 last hits on Queen of Pain too, so has to reliably also be able to push out the lanes with the Scream of Pain and get some farm up, not just through kills.
As you mentioned though, with those drums being done on Dendi, it's going to be that little bit tougher to burst down.
Yeah,
definitely will be chances for some sort of save to come in from Navi. They don't quite have the pipe here, but at least they have the soul rip at the moment. As we can see here, looking at the carry of RRQ, the man himself, Rusman, as we were saying, number 2 on the SEA leaderboards at the moment, and so far looks like he's at a solid lane. He's only died the once on the Lycan, made a good rotation to take down Dendi earlier. Hard to really rate the player after just seeing 13 minutes of his gameplay.
Yep.
But definitely looking to keep the standard. And as we can see, second highest on the net worth this game, keeping on par with Crystallize's farm. He's of course going for the standard helm straight into the Necro books. And he's well on his way with it.
And he's only died once, and it's to the Ravage. And I did like the decision making he did in the earlier game. It was not only just the shapeshift that you mentioned, both shapeshifts successful, but also he was top, and then when he died to the Ravage, he went straight to jungle, and he's like, okay, Willow, take the lane. So these are, you know, small little decision makings that definitely pay off quite heavily.
So, as you say, the big play now is all about that Sand King Burrow Strike, and we'll be able to get ourselves straight back into the action, ladies and gentlemen, as we do apologise for the short pause, but we're back in, and as we are talking about, all eyes on the Sand King. Where's he going to go with that blink reveal? Is he going to be able to find a big kill with it?
I think they probably want to wait in like 20 seconds. If they want to take a head-on engagement, waiting for that epicenter to be available. They can go for easy pickoffs though. With the Maledict plus a Sand King and Death Ward, they can easily get kills on anybody who shows in the side lanes. Navi, get this tower for free, and they're continuing the siege. They still have the Ravage available. And they know that there is still no Sonic Wave or Epicenter since it was used bottom early. Epi is now available though, so this is where RRQ can kind of punch back and thwart Navi on this bottom push.
At the moment, R7 is chipping away at that tower, but of course showing in the lane like that will mean that Navi do not have to be too worried about being jumped upon by this Sand King. They know exactly where he is, and they are going to react to it. General will come in with a TP. There's going to be backup as well. General doesn't have the Ravage. He's going to look to blow it. Instant blink out there from R7 will keep him safe, but Rusman is not going to be quite as fortunate as LeBron there as well. They're trying to keep Rusman alive. He's trying to take down the Tombstone at least on the way down, but he's not going to be able to do so. Achel as well getting caught out by Lil and Crystallize on the side of it all. So they will get 2 at the kills, put a stop there to, as I say, what felt like a bit of an awkward push really from the Sand King and the Lycan. As I say, with the Sand King showing, Navi could very safely sort of TP into that, react, and know exactly what was waiting for them.
I think they're a bit concerned because they're just like, man, our Queen of Pain was doing so well in mid lane and then just dies 3 times, so she's so far behind. They're trying to make space for her until the Sonic Wave's available when they can take fights. I think that's what that move was, but General there, very nice TP in the sideline there in the tree so they couldn't see when he was there for that Ravage. And Rusman is under vision of Navi at the moment.
Oh, they're looking for him. Well, seeing if he could grab the Lycan there.
And he has Maledict stolen as well, so that increases the kill threshold by quite a lot.
Absolutely, Maledict and a few raises. Kill. Most of these heroes at this stage, no BKB, of course, on any of the cores, and they're not going to be there for quite some time. With RRQ's heroes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Chill on the high ground, leading the charge. General, the only one up there in the jungle at the moment. He has TP'd himself away. Did have the ward down, RRQ, so they know that he's out of there.
That's a neat ward. I don't think I've ever actually seen that one placed from RRQ there. That's more than likely not going to get dewarded. I've seen ones very close to that one, but not in that exact spot.
Radiant's bottom
Like your vision of what the two camps, and you got that nice little slither of vision towards the steps down.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll be sure to catch vision of anyone really farming Navi's jungle.
They've got all their ultis available. They're looking to try to catch Navi off guard. They've smoked up.
I mean, this is you want to try and do something whilst that Ravage is unavailable.
Yeah.
And there's still that 30-second window where they can make a jump, and General is not going to be able to do too much offensively to react. He's closing in on the potential to pick up the pipe. He's holding on to 2.4k gold at the moment, and as we mentioned, that is going to do a lot in the team fights at keeping his heroes alive, keeping Dendi alive long enough to get the damage done with the SF. Got the Yasha done now as well. Dendi, and he is top net worth. As you can see, 3 heroes at the top, all on Navi's side.
General switched for a mech, so
Okay.
just wanted to be able to heal up his teammates and everything. It's fine, because then this actually addresses the Lycan a bit more
Sure.
than just the Queen of Pain and the Sand King.
Dire's middle tower is under
So
attack.
Siege comes out. Navi does have Ravage available now.
And the Brom clearing out the tree line there with the tombstone. And RRQ, they got what they came for. They managed to get in, they take down the tier 1 tower, they get out, and Navi unable to kick off a fight or successfully keep that tower alive. Slowly but surely, you know, Yabi, still a similar difference as he was between himself and Dendi, but at least it's not getting any bigger for this quad. You know, Yabi is keeping up the pace. It's just hard as this quad to sort of increase it to the stage where you're sort of catching up an SF in farm. That's just not going to happen if you're not finding the kills. And if anything, 18 minutes in, 6 to 10, it's been a relatively passive game between these two sides.
It has been. Lil has definitely been the big playmaker, though. Having a Blink Dagger and Arcane Boost already 18 minutes, very significant on the Rubik, and this is really detrimental to RRQ's draft. When you have a Lycan on your team, you ideally want to be able to get that first rush on to be able to just secure yourself your BKB and all that for the later stages, but Navi will be the one to get it. That was...
I mean, it could have been a neat play if he gets to terrorize and someone gets in there, but as it was, there was no one really quite close enough to do so. So, Navi do get that Roshan and get the Aegis onto Dendi. So Dendi really building up to be quite a bit of a beast on this Shadow Fiend.
Surprised how farmed R7 is. He's like ping-ponging between the Razor and the top 2 net worth.
I mean, as we've seen, he's been shoving a lot of the lanes.
He has been.
I mean, do you like that? Do you like to see a greedy Sand King, or would you have wanted them to maybe try and, you know, sort of keep a bit more hidden off the map, try and make more plays onto Navi's lineup, or did he need to sort of have the force and such? Is this pretty crucial?
Having farm on the hero is great. I think they could have maybe made a couple more plays, but when the Queen of Pain dies too many times, I think that's what set them back so much.
Up top, they're going to look to make a play onto Dendi. Dendi, of course, does have the Aegis. We'll see how Navi reacts, and if they do want to go for a round 2, jump forward from there. He's looking for the grab control onto the Sand King. He has got the stolen Cursed Crown as well, so the stun kicks in. In comes Dendi as well with the raises, bringing R7 low. He's still alive for now. The vision being given by the zombies. He's got the Sandstone, tries to duke it out, but Lil closes in with the stolen Burrow Strike. They will claim the kill on to the SK. So,
Is under attack.
very good for Navi. They didn't really have to blow too many ultimates at all to get that 1 kill. Sure, it's just 1, but as we were just saying, this is a very farm Sand King.
It is.
They may have lost the Aegis, but as I say, they still have the Ravage. They're still good to push. They still maintain that lead in this game.
Yabi bottom. Crystallize is actually closing. Yabi's gonna get almost solo killed there by Crystallize. That was too close for comfort.
And so Navi, the fight, and a tier 2 tower will be taken.
They know Crystallize is not top right now, though, but they don't have their Sand King just yet. They want to be able to start a fight very soon.
Here we go. They're going to try for it. Cursed Crown, paralyzing cask onto Dendi. They're focusing the SF. He thinks about the Requiem, but then he remembers Cursed Crown's going to stun him, so hold on for now. They come in with the Ravage, but no, it's going to catch them on the very tip of it. A couple of the supports. They've got the grab as well onto Zephyr's Dark Willow, but the Dark Willow will survive. Only losing one at the moment on the side of RRQ, and Rusman, he has been able to chase down one in return. Yabi, Sonic Wave comes through, onto 2 of them. They've bursted down 2 members of Navi, but now Rusman, the shapeshift's worn off. He will fall. 2 for 2 trade ends. Navi still the ones to be favoured here, as they have managed to claim the life of the Lycan.
R7 was trying to TP onto the shrine there, and Dendi actually stood on top of the TP and channeled Requiem. So he actually had to cancel TP, so couldn't get into the fight on time. But now he's found Dendi.
It looks like they're going to get revenge for this one, and more than enough damage, of course. You get on top of them. They will lose Zephyr, though, as General's there with a quick gush to the face, as he'll at least punish the Dark Willow for that play. But this is what we're talking about. This hero, Dark Willow, she has got no offensive items at all, but still does a pretty ridiculous amount of damage.
Same amount of damage as a FB Burrow. 923. They needed to get that kill punch back, though. And the problem is, though, that sure, they're getting a couple of these kills, but now this is where Navi's going to get those big items that it addresses RRQ's lineup so well. It's that BKB. The Razor already has it finished.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'd imagine that Dendi goes for it as his next item.
He's got it queued up.
Yeah, so that's going to be the big ones for them. And Yabi tops it. Look if they're trying to go for something here.
Yabi tries with the blink out, Lil. He's hunting. See if he gets the grab off in time. Searching through the vision, Yabi. Ooh. Will get himself out of there as well. And I like that as well from Yabi. Just before he did blink, he did pop the scream because he knew that Lil would try for the instant blink seal to try and continue chasing, but keeps himself safe by making sure that he only gives up the scream. Still, 8k lead for Na'Vi. Smoke up from RRQ. This could be big if they're able to catch them off guard. No visions over there half of the map from Na'Vi, so they could get a big jump with this one. They are doing it in... No, Gravity's still down for 30 seconds. This is a great time to fight. They've got the cars, the Deathfall, the Terrorize onto 3, sending them back. Na'Vi, they can't react. They've lost one. General is pretty tanky, of course, with that hood and such. Dendi will get the Requiem off. BKB's been popped by Crystallize, but they're unable to get the lockdown for the kills that they need. RRQ are backing off. They're getting out of there. And see if they can get the rest of them out there. Zephyr, it's been slowed by the gush. Na'Vi can't quite find any sort of grab there. Gravage is back up now for General. So they're looking toward this RRQ, but they have to be careful of the Tide Ravage. Zephyr getting gushed. The first raise coming through. Curse Crown holding back for now. There's the Epi, but there's the Ravage from General. Comes in, takes them all down. That's what they have to be scared of. And it almost felt like RRQ knew for that. They went for that smoke when they knew the Ravage was down. They just hung around a little too long there, Fold. They knew it was coming back up. They let themselves be ravaged there.
To be honest, it's like General just is in their face, and they can do nothing to address this Tidehunter. 1840 HP, he's got the mech as well as the hood, and he's got the Blink Dagger now too, so he's got that way to just counter-initiate so heavily as we saw there. And yeah, this Tidehunter and this Rubik are absolute menaces.
Yeah, I think RRQ will have certainly learned their lesson there. I mean, as we say, it already looked like they were trying to be careful about how they fight around that Ravage timing, and you can guarantee they're going to be ever so more careful as we've seen. Any sort of team fight where the Ravage is their General, very, very good at just finding the perfect opportunity to pop it and turn around any sort of attempt by RRQ.
Yeah, RRQ needs to have like everything go off at the same time pretty much. While Navi, they can taper their abilities a bit better. They can reset, they have a lot more sustain coming out from that Tide. So RRQ, they pretty much have to get like Shapeshift off during a Burrow Strike with Sonic Wave and kill somebody instantly and have the number advantage versus Navi's lineup now, especially with a 12k deficit. Looking harder and harder. They got it one ward down, but at the same time, Navi got 2 very deep aggressive wards to just be able to continue seeing the movement from RRQ. Very sneaky wards coming out.
With that money from the last fight being picked up as well, General has nearly got that pipe done on top of the mech if he wants to go back and finish it. Yeah. And he will do so.
Pipe Tide and Aghanim's finished on Rubik as well. So that's
alright, so we've got some pretty sweet Ag steals these games. What the Witch Doctor and the Sand King, the 2 big ones you're looking towards.
Yeah, maybe Sonic Wave's great too.
It's true.
It's just about how fast you can actually steal spells mostly. Yeah. Bit surprised that he hasn't actually leveled up his ult the 2nd level though on the Rubik. He's actually gone for the 444 first, prioritizing the other abilities.
$13k leader said this is Na'Vi really taking control of this game.
Yeah, looking harder and harder as we were mentioning earlier. This is the dual core draft by Na'Vi with the SF and the Razor, and they're at such a great start. RQ has to get some big kills to come back into this one, and it's looking real hard.
Again, Ravage. It's back up. RRQ. They know that anytime they take a fight, someone's going to get ravaged.
General just doesn't care. Look at him. Pump faking.
He was toying around with that. He was trying to do the maths. Like, is it really worth it to blow it for a Dark Willow? No, as we see, I believe the correct answer is not, as he knows that just having it at the ready means that RRQ can't fight, and if RRQ can't fight, their chances of getting back in the game are very slim.
Yeah, and also, I mean, popping Ravage when you're about to have SF with BKB, and Roche is going to be spawning soon. I think that's definitely the right idea to hold. RRQ they're just trying to still catch up back in this one. Yappy's just trying to push side lanes, but Lil actually did steal Wolves, and he's stalking the Queen of Pain with them. So that's something I have not actually seen Rusman do with the Wolves just yet too often, is the vision game. So Lil going to be doing that one first, and they did pick up a relatively early gem as well on the side of Navi now too. So the Wolves, if they are going to go scan as well, go like scout out as well, they'll be found by that gem, and a lot of the map advantage is even more so in Navi's favor. Quick pause, but we good.
BKBs are getting closer and closer for RRQ. Both Yabby and Rusman do nearly have theirs on their
Yabby.
2 cores.
Yabby has no idea that they see him there with the wolf. It's fine.
Once those BKBs are up, they can certainly, I imagine the Lycan for sure will be trying to make a beeline straight on top of Dendi.
Yes.
Through the Ravage.
It's just, I mean, General is such a big problem actually in these fights. Even if they have like these BKBs, they don't really have ways to kill this Tide Hunter. Sure, if he gets maledicted, that's probably the best when he gets hit by everything, but there's a lot of mitigation on the side of Navi.
It's very unlikely that they kill General before he's done everything that he needs to in the fights. They have to somehow work on the rest of the lineup around that side. Navi heading up here in response to this push coming through from RRQ. Definitely keeping himself in the tree line, but looks on the side of it. R7 spotting him out. Quick blink. Quick TP away. Will keep himself nearly with that Aghanim's Burrow Strike. Lil was very close to being able to close the distance.
Yeah, Navi's just trying to take any fights in, like, pretty much anywhere at this point, especially because they have these deep wards, so they're constantly seeing where the heroes of RRQ are. And triple raise again.
Dendi.
Dendi's able to find Zephyr. Game getting harder and harder, it seems, for RRQ, and Roche is going to be spawning in about a minute. They got to keep those side lanes.
Mid lane, Lil. In with the Burrow Strike. Takes down the original master of the spell. That Sand King gone off the map for 50 seconds.
Lil just continuing to be on fire this game.
4-2-9 on the Rubicon.
And look at this, they're stalking Rusman again with those wolves that were stolen earlier. Stun. They've got the follow-up too with Lil.
They've got more than enough control. Which is something that we said they wouldn't at the start, but Lil certainly proved that he's all the control that Navi need. They don't need anyone else with stuns.
That time it was both, right? It's like he was scouting him with the wolf, as well as having the stolen Burrow Strike right afterwards to just be able to find that Lycan. Now they can just go for a straight push, and the Lycan had just purchased BKB, so this is a quick and easy Rax for Navi, but they do get feared back for the moment.
And, you know, that's certainly a spell that's going to slow down the push a little bit. They will waltz straight back in, though, and go back to pushing down onto this melee rack. So as much as RRQ may wish to keep them off it, they won't be able to. Navi, they will claim the melee racks, turning towards the ranged as well. They'll clean out the full set. Or maybe they will. Maybe they will. No, Dendi wants to go.
Zephyr wanted to deny.
There we go. Full set of racks down in that middle lane. Navi maintaining a very convincing lead now in this game. 30 minutes coming up on the clock. 21-11, 17k. Their lineup, as we stated, very much more suited to this stage of the game as well, as RRQ are heavily going to struggle trying to make a comeback in this one.
I think they have to fight at the Roche. I think if Navi gets Aegis and Cheese, there's little to no way to RRQ to come back in unless Navi makes some huge blunders. So I think that's, they're probably going to have to just smoke up and take the fight with their double BKBs. Do they even have a smoke, though? I don't know if they... Okay, they do have one after the base.
It's coming out.
So, yep, Roche getting started here.
And it's going to go down pretty quickly. They do have the Solar Crest helping out.
This could be a great place for them to fight, though. If they're all sandwiched inside of the pit and get a great hefty burrow.
Ideally, they have to get the Burrow Strike onto both BKB holders before they pop them. That's
scouting with
the
the
dream.
wolf. It is seen though by that gem.
So now Na'Vi know that RRQ are going to be around in the neighborhood. Oh
Son
no!
of a-
R7, he misses everything, and now General jumps in with the 4-man Ravage. If that's not a GG Ravage, I don't know what is. Because with that in play, 3 fall on RRQ. A bit of a whiffed entrance, and Lil, he's got shapeshift.
Did that hit? I think that hit 5. I actually
Did it?
think, I think it clipped the Lycan on the bottom side too.
It was pretty phenomenal
He
for
actually
General.
just-
I mean,
yeah, they messed up the initiation on Lil. Lil gets away, and yeah, perfect counter initiation again. General and Lil have absolutely been the MVPs for me in this game.
absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about that at all. As you say, Lil definitely, arguably more so with those plays at the early game, just really making sure that RRQ, they couldn't get the lead in the lanes that they wanted.
And making sure that Yabi couldn't really like snowball in any way. The Sonic Wave is committed. Lil will die at the base, but that was a Queen of Pain buyback to get a kill onto that Rubik.
That was a Sonic Wave indeed, down for 130 seconds when your top lane is being pushed in. Na'Vi onto their second set of racks here. RRQ, can they do anything to slow this down? They've got the Terrorize, it will get juked off. Dendi steps to the side, comes back in to clean up the melee racks. And there, Willow getting burst pretty low. There'll be the jump forward from R7. He instantly has to get himself back out of there as Na'Vi will claim the full racks on top.
They don't have the damage. They've only got the epicenter available. They've got no Sonic Wave, no shapeshift either for 10 seconds. Navi. 27k gold ahead now. This one doesn't look possible for a comeback, Owen.
It really doesn't. This is Navi showing up in style here with their first game at GESC.
Lil showing up.
Lil certainly is. I mean, understandably so as well. There's a lot of sort of storylines and history with Lil coming to Navi and their performance, of course, being dwarfed by their CIS neighbor of VP. And you can certainly feel that Lil, he's ready to make a statement with these sort of plays, and he is ready to do his best to make sure that Navi continues to rise up through the ranks.
Yeah. I feel like we haven't even actually said a single word about LeBron this game. He's just being undying, you know.
I mean, this is as you said, this is one of those heroes. If he doesn't have an amazing start himself, the impact that he has is certainly going to be felt a little less.
But he hasn't fed. Like, it's not like he's died anywhere on the side of the maps. He's 2, 3, and 7. His itemization is great, and a lot of the times too, it's Tombstone gets dropped, and there's no way RQ can actually take the fight too. So just give me LeBron a little bit of love, right?
A little bit of love. As you say, he is, as you say, he's absolutely not playing bad. It's just the hero that he's playing. It's not the flashy. I mean, even when you're having a good game, it's not a flashy hero.
Now he can actually die on purpose because he's got level 15, so he can drop the double tomb.
This was the straddle of life. There we go. Jump forward. Soul Rip is still got a lot of health down with that butterfly, that evasion. Solar Crest as well upon him.
So much sustain.
Yeah, there really is. They'll send the Necro units upon Dendi. Turn a few raises to start to push them back.
Ooh, that's the shapeshift used.
Okay. Navi, they have all of their ults ready for this push.
Yeah.
And of course, Lil, he's still got the shapeshift of his own.
Look at General. He's just taunting right in front of the base. He knows that they have no way to kill him.
I don't think anyone on Navi is going to die before this game is over. Dendi stands his ground. How do RRQ put any sort of stop to this push now? Looking to be quite impossible.
Yep. Just having General on the front lines, they get the Orchid on him, but they can't commit.
Yeah, he's got everything.
I mean, do you see his items? He got double ulti orb on Tidehunter, dude.
Oh, there we go.
And he's in.
He's in. Ravage is popped. Dark Willow is gone. Look towards Quam. They've got the grab with the telekinesis. We'll still get the blink back. There'll be a buyback from Dark Willow. Navi keeping the objectives focused. They'll clean out the final set of racks from RRQ on this bottom lane. And Navi more than ready to move in for more. They look towards Zeph, a couple of raises bursting down. R7 tries to jump in, but GG indeed is called as Navi will take down RRQ here in this best of one. And not too many questions asked, just quite a confident performance from Navi indeed. 13k lead at the end of it all, 28 to 13, 35 minutes in. I was excited to see the Indonesian team, but as it seems, against Navi, they certainly struggle.
Yeah, I think it's like we were